Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the front rack for either a front squat or for catching a clean or power clean here. First off, Colin is just going to take that bar out of the rack and hold it in the front rack position. Something a lot of people struggle with initially and takes a long time to develop. First off, you'd notice Colin is not holding this thing in his hands, right? He's just holding it, resting on his shoulders, right back in the very tips of his fingers. I guess first thing here is do not try and hold onto this thing, as you will hurt your wrists in a serious way. So you're just getting your elbows up nice and high, sitting the bar on your shoulders and letting that thing slide right back into your fingertips. Now a couple of postural things that will stop you doing this first and foremost is, first off, having your shoulders retracted. You notice Colin is trying to shove his shoulders forward and together here, create as much room in there between the bar and his throat as is possible so that he doesn't choke himself when he lifts his elbows up higher. So you can see the difference between if he has his shoulders retracted and kind of chest spread sort of position and he tries to drive his elbows up, he just starts sticking that bar into his throat, which is really quite uncomfortable. Whereas if he has his shoulders shrugged forward, pushed out in front of him and kind of pulled together a little bit, he can safely bring those elbows up. He's got a lot more real estate to sit the bar on there. The other thing as well is just elbow position. He's got a little more space in the shoulder joint if he tries to drive his elbows outwards. Those things will go a lot higher and get a little more of his shoulder in contact with the bar. Versus if they're kind of, inside the kind of, T-Rex front rack position, it's just going to be a little bit less space in that joint to get those things up. I don't know if you can see it in here in the camera, but a very important point as well is that this bar is not resting on Colin's collarbones here. So when he gets his elbows up nice and high, his shoulder is up higher than the bar. So when that thing comes crashing down, well, it shouldn't crash down too much, but when you meet the bar in a clean, it's meeting his shoulders, and it's not meeting all those little bony parts in there that he doesn't want to break, which that's just no fun whatsoever, is it? Okay, last little point as well is if you're taking this thing out for a front squat or something like that, and you just want to put the bar back in the rack there, Colin. You need to make sure you're standing up nice and tall when you do this. If you're anyway slumped over when you go to take that bar out, your upper back is collapsed and not extended, then, if you try to drive your elbows up from that position, Colin kind of extended his back a little bit to do that because he's really used to this, but if he sort of stays bent over a little bit and tries to drive his elbows up, they don't really go particularly high. Versus you get your chest up, standing nice and tall, all of a sudden, look at that, he didn't even change the angle of his shoulder, his elbows are up much higher, and the bar is sitting on his shoulder again. So, this one is good. And this one is no good. Okay, and next week we're going to talk about some stretches you can do to develop these positions if you just plain can't get into them, but these are the positions we're going for. Alright, see you soon.